Hey, I'm Lauren,
And I'm Steven.
and we're a couple travel hackers behind the blog tripovalifestyle.com. Today we're going to show you a few of our favorite tricks.
If you're watching this right now, you probably love to travel, and we love to travel too. Actually, we've been to all 63 national parks in the United States, and right now I'm recording this in a hotel room from Canada, because we are now heading up as many Canadian national parks as we can. The problem I think pretty much everybody has with traveling and loving to travel so much for so long is travel is really expensive. And one of the most popular ways to solve that problem is to use credit card points. Credit card points are great. We love them. In fact, we probably love them way, way too much because between the two of us, we've had 47 different credit cards in the past 10 years. And you can probably guess the reason why we've had 47 different credit cards. We're basically just going through them one by one, getting the sign-up bonus from them, which is usually really big right in the beginning, and then we never really use that card again, maybe even cancel it or downgrade it, move on to the next one and get another sign-up bonus. This is one of the most popular ways that people use to get free travel. But there's a little bit of a problem with that. Technically speaking, credit card points don't actually give you free travel. I'll give you an example to show you what I mean. If you spend $4,000 right now on a brand new Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card, you're going to get 60,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points as a sign-up bonus. If you redeem those points in the Chase app for travel, like for airfare or hotels, they give you a little bonus on the redemption, and you can actually redeem 60,000 points for $750 in free travel, or supposedly free travel. The exact offer changes all the time, but that's the current one. Anyway, here's the problem with thinking of that travel as free. Not a lot of people talk about this, but you can take those same 60,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points and redeem them for $600 in cash. So when you redeem them for $750 in airfare or hotels, that free travel actually cost you $600 cash, because that's what you would have gotten if you didn't redeem them for travel. There's nothing wrong with redeeming your credit card points for airfare and hotels, but the right way to really think about what you're doing is you're just getting a discount on your airfare and your hotels. You're still ultimately paying cash for them because you could have gotten cash for those points. At the end of the day though, airline tickets and hotel rooms are still just really expensive. So while we definitely do hotels and airlines sometimes, our favorite way to travel is the camping road trip.
Okay, so let's talk about how camping road trips might actually work. For us personally, we chose a camper van. The benefit of a camper van is actually twofold. First, you get to save on airfare. Every time we drive 26 miles, it costs just 1 gallon of gas, and that's way cheaper than airfare for 2. But honestly, the best part about camping is that your hotel costs go to 0. We just pull our van off somewhere, climb in the back, and go to sleep. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sure, our every night cost is $0, but what about the upfront cost of buying a camper van? It's not as bad as you might think. We paid $12,300 for our 2013 Nissan NV200 back in 2018. Now, it was an empty cargo van when we bought it, so we did have to do a little conversion. We didn't spend a ton of time converting it. Honestly, we just put a platform in the back, a bed on top, and called it a day. It was about 500 bucks. Since then, we've driven it 121,000 miles. In all that time, we've only had one thing go wrong. Now, it was our air compressor, and it was the middle of July, so it was kind of terrible, but it only cost $300 to fix, so in 121,000 miles, besides regular maintenance, that was really the only thing. Not too bad. A camper van worked really well for us because we travel for months at a time, every year. But if you're not that kind of person, I get that a camper van might not be the best investment for you. Enter option 2, tent camping. It's a little more simple, but it still gets you out exploring for even cheaper. Now, if you're the type of person who absolutely hates camping and you can't really see yourself in a camper van or a tent, then you're probably going to still have to pay for your hotels, either with credit card points or just out of pocket. But if you stick with the road trip plan, you'll still save money on airfare. Just make sure you pick a car with good gas mileage. Fuel's going to be one of your biggest costs. We actually did a trip like this in 2012. We took our 2005 Honda Civic all the way to Alaska and back, and you can see it made our car pretty dirty. One of the best things about picking a road trip instead of flying is that you can stop anywhere you want, anytime you want. Back then, we actually knew somebody who worked at Marriott, and they hooked us up with a friends and family rate every night. Nowadays, we're not so lucky, but if we're going to book a hotel stay, we usually do it through hotels.com to rack up free stays, or we might redeem some credit card points.
Aside from the extra freedom you get, the main benefit of picking one of the road trip options is to save money. So let's talk about some of the tricks that we use to save money on road trips. First off, if you are camping, you don't have to pay for campsites at all. If you're in a tent or in a camper van, you can camp on BLM land, that's Bureau of Land Management in the United States, for free. You can also do dispersed camping in most national forests, which just means you pull off the side of the road anywhere you want in the national forest, and it's okay to camp for free. Or you can find a bunch more free campsites on freecampsites.net or this app called iOverlander. There's a few more options if you're in a camper van. I probably wouldn't want to try any of these in a tent, but you can park overnight for free at most truck stops and travel centers. Some retail parking lots like Walmart and Cracker Barrel are pretty notorious for this, or you can just pull off at a rest stop on the interstate. We try not to take those last few options all the time because they're just not as much fun. Like, take a look at this picture. This is from a free campsite that we found on freecampsites.net, and the views were incredible. When you're not paying for campsites, the one thing you're usually missing is showers. Luckily, there's a cheap fix for that. Just get a gym membership. Our favorite one in the United States is the Planet Fitness Black Card because Planet Fitness are everywhere. Like, even tiny towns you wouldn't expect have a Planet Fitness. The Black Card's like 25 or 30 bucks a month, and you can bring a friend with you to any gym in the Planet Fitness system. So you only need to buy one membership for 2 people. In really remote places where there's no Planet Fitness around, or maybe in another country, you might just break down and pay for a campsite for a night. It's not that big of a deal. Most campsites that you pay for do offer nice hot showers. Other alternatives include grabbing a shower at a truck stop, or just using one of those makeshift showers, like the kind you hang off the side of your van or your tent and you pour water into. We've actually never had to do either one of those. The campsites and Planet Fitnesses have covered pretty much all of our showers ever, but just in case, it's nice to know you have a couple other options too. Another one of your big expenses when you're on a road trip is gonna be food. And it's definitely tempting to just pick up fast food for every single meal, but you will save more if you have some way to cook for yourself. Our top hack has been packing a small little single burner propane stove. We use that to cook canned goods and the classic ramen noodles. You can also keep a cooler with you in your van or car, or if you want to get really fancy, you can get a DC refrigerator. And then there's always the classic PB&J. Admittedly though, we actually do eat out a lot when we're on the road, so we found some ways to make that cheaper too. Basically, we've picked out a bunch of major corporate places that we like to eat, and we figured out the cheapest way to order food there. For example, at a place like Chipotle or Blaze Pizza, where you get basically unlimited toppings on whatever you get, like at Chipotle, you can just grab a bowl and add any of the free ingredients unlimited, they'll just stack it up for you. We can always split a meal there, because it's way more food than one person can eat. Or if we're really craving Starbucks, we'll go into one of the stores, sit down, enjoy a little office space, and get a BOGO coffee. If you order just one coffee, actually any drink at Starbucks, you can get refills of hot coffee, iced coffee, cold brew, or tea as long as you're in the store. So we just order one coffee for the both of us, and then we refill it as many times as we want until it's time to leave. We got a million little menu hacks like that on our blog. Now the whole point of being on a road trip is to have fun. But sometimes fun can be really expensive, so you gotta choose that carefully as well. The stuff that we usually go for is natural entertainment. Some of the best value you'll ever get out of your money spent is a national park or state park pass. We love to hit up as many parks as we possibly can. In terms of entertainment, we found that creative stuff, things where you're actually making something instead of consuming something, are some of the best options. Like, I really love photography. So when we're out on the road, one of my favorite things to do is spend hours trying to get the perfect picture of whatever it is we're looking at. We also like to do anything that has to do with exercise, so hiking or swimming or canoeing, and most of those things are free, or if not, they're really cheap. So if you're anything like other people who we've talked to about this stuff before, you're probably thinking politely in the back of your mind like, hey, why are you guys so cheap? Like, I like my luxury hotels and I like my first class plane tickets. I don't necessarily want to sleep in the back of a van or shower at a Planet Fitness or cook on a propane burner. And you definitely don't have to. But I do want to explain why we chose to do that stuff. Our way of looking at life is that the less money you have to spend to be happy, the more freedom you have in life to do the stuff you actually want to. Our frugality isn't just about travel. We actually retired at age 29 by keeping our spending super low. We actually only spent about $22,000 per year on average throughout our 20s, which allowed us to save between 60 and 80% of our income. We took that money and we invested it, and then eventually we had enough that we don't really have to work anymore. So when we looked at our credit card points and we thought, hey, we could redeem this sign-up bonus for $750 in airline tickets and hotels, or we could take $600 in cash, invest it, and that can help us get to our retirement before we're age 30, it was a pretty easy choice for us. And admittedly, that choice was a little easier because we like stuff like camping and going to national parks and just enjoying the simple things in life. Because we made the less luxurious choices, we're able to travel for months at a time instead of just a week or two per year. And our style of travel is so affordable, we can just do it again and again and again as much as we want. Best of all, there's no office for us to return to when we get back. We're not expecting anyone to want to copy exactly what we did, but we're throwing these ideas out there because we're hoping it might inspire somebody to look at their life a little bit differently than the normal way. If you want to learn a little bit more about our lifestyle, you can check out our blog, which has all the information, including like our financial numbers and all of our tips and tricks for our actual lifestyle, not just our travel stuff. And that's at tripofalifestyle.com. So that's the most detailed place you can look. If you want, you can also follow us on social media at tripofalifestyle on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at TOA Lifestyle. They have a short character limit there, so we had to change our handle. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Thanks so much for watching and have fun out there.